Hi Leo, my name's Tawana. Today we're going to do a reading for you. This can resonate with you if you have a Leo placement as your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. And today I will be using the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, the Angel Answers Oracle, the Radiant Wilds Atlas Tarot, and pulling an affirmation card from the Tiny Book of Affirmations from the Celestial Content Creations website. So the first card we have, Leo, is Big Bold Vision, which always comes out to me when we have an idea of how we want something to be, how we want something to turn out. And I don't think that is any different in this reading. It almost feels very kind of similar, but not really, to the Cancer reading that I just did, which is not really surprising because the readings continue to lead into each other, as I continue to say on this channel. And astrologically, usually when you have a significant Cancer placement, like for example, when you have a Cancer sun, it's very common for you to have a Leo moon, or you could even have a Gemini moon, because it usually goes to the sign after or the sign before your sun sign. So yeah, Cancer placements usually have Leo placements that are significant within the chart as well. So maybe this is resonating with some of you guys who also have Cancer placements. But you have something, you have a vision, you have an idea of how you want something to turn out, and I think that's fine. But the thing is, it includes other people. So this spiral manifestations card always, spirals of manifestation always comes out when you are manifesting something. You're manifesting a vision, an idea, a goal, a mission, but it includes other people. And this card is always very grounding for me because it roots you back to understanding that if your manifestation has other people involved, then it requires their free will, it requires their consent, it requires their development as well. So for some reason, I'm thinking of timing. I don't know if timing is significant to you or timing is going to be significant in this reading that we're going to do today, but this is a reminder that it's not just you. Like, you are manifesting things, but if it includes other players in your manifestation, if it includes other people in your manifestation, you also have to be aware of their journey and their timeline, just in the same way that you have your own timeline and your own journey. And progressing on that journey in a timeline that supports you and your highest good, this manifestation that you are manifesting, this vision that you have, including other people, it needs to support their highest good as well. And then we have Legacy of Light, and this talks about honoring what and who came before you. This card can talk about ancestry as well, and being guided by your ancestors in the right way. In it's almost like a yes card, like a reassurance card, like your guidance is divinely guided. Your ancestors are with you. Whatever you're working on, whatever this big bold vision is, it is approved by your legacy of light, your ancestry, the people who came before you. And for some of you, I feel like this is heavy guidance that you're experiencing right now from your ancestry, whether you recognize that or not, whether you consciously are aware of that or not. It's those niggling feelings, those hunches that you get that are overwhelming, that you should do something or enact something or not do something. I feel like all of that is divinely guided right now. All right, so let's jump into the reading, the tarot cards. The first card we have is the Four of Wands, and it's clarified by the Sun and the Knight of Wands. Okay, there's a lot to say. It feels like there is a moment that is coming in the near future. It's like a moment that is approaching, that something is being illuminated in a dynamic with you and someone else. Like you're either finding something out, they're finding something out. But the thing is, it's almost like it's not going your way, and that is, it's like the way you envisioned, this is the vision, this is the big bold vision that you have right here, and it's overwhelming. The big bold vision is becoming overwhelming because it's not playing out in the way that you want it to play out. It's not happening maybe in the timeline that you thought. It's not happening in the sequence that you thought that it would. So because of that, the vision that you had is now becoming overwhelming. Or maybe you're starting to worry, maybe I won't get this vision, maybe this won't happen for me. Ten of Swords, King of Cups. It's almost like it becomes emotionally overwhelming because things aren't playing out in the exact fashion, in the exact way that you thought that this vision would. And that is what is painful. That is what is causing you to shut down, because I feel like this is like an emotional shutdown, like you're shutting down emotionally, which I don't think is the way to go. Like it's almost like I feel like your ancestry, your lineage, your guides, your angel, your ancestors are saying like it's too soon for you to shut down. Like it doesn't mean that, let's just say someone isn't participating in the manifestation in the way that you thought they would. It doesn't mean that you close down the entire vision, whether that vision be a home, because the Four of Wands can't talk about that. It could be a physical location. It could be, I know this is going to sound weird to some of you, but I feel like I should say it. So, and this is something that's been coming up within my own like spiritual journey and observations. I feel like there are a lot of spirit babies that want to be born right now. There are lots of like souls that are ready to incarnate, and they're like actively looking for parents, human parents. And this could be that. This could be that. It's almost like, let's just say like the timing of this is off for you, which is like causing you like it's causing an emotional shutdown, because maybe you wanted to explore motherhood, but this isn't the time for you to do that. And I don't want to get into that too much, but I just felt like I needed to say that for someone out there. I hate going into controversial topics. I hate going into like things that I know will upset some people, but I have to move where I'm being led. But it's back to the manifestation, back to the dream. It's like the timing is off. It's becoming overwhelming because you can't control the sequence of events. You can't control someone else's actions in the sequence of events or you can't control someone else's part in the manifestation that you are creating. And then we have the Eight of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Ace of Wands, which to me is talking about the act of, like, you're in the process of doing, you're in the process of acting on something. This could even be as simple as like travel. Maybe you have travel plans that include someone else. Maybe this is a home that you share with someone else. Or maybe this is another stage in life that you are sharing with someone else, like a pregnancy. But it feels like you can't let or you're being encouraged not to let the minute differences or the inconveniences stop the progress of the manifestation. It doesn't mean don't do it. It doesn't mean don't travel. It doesn't mean don't do whatever you set out to do. It's almost like your guidance is do it because it is on your path. It is on your path, even if the people who you thought were supposed to join you aren't joining you or aren't participating. It's like the vision is still valid. That's what this reading is about. The vision that you have is still bold, it's still big, and it's still valid. It can still happen. So this is you trying to, I feel like you are at this point where you're deciding, maybe this has all happened already. Maybe you have already stepped into this feeling of overwhelm because you are doing something collaboratively with another person, and for whatever reason they are inconsistent, or they're you can't depend on them, or they are otherwise predisposed or occupied. It's like, can you honor yourself and also honor that person's journey? It doesn't mean that you won't get what you need. Maybe you will do it with someone else, or maybe you will do it alone, but you'll still get the opportunity to do it or to have it. So this is you trying to see if you should make a decision. Like, you're trying to decide, do I still do this? Do I not? Do I hold out for this or do I not? Do I hold out for this vision or do I not? It feels like you're having to decide on something. You're like, am I still gonna do this even though this person, I can't really depend on this person to do this with me? And this is where I feel like you're allowing like the devil on your shoulder to get the best of you, because you're considering walking away from the vision. You're considering walking away from the path. You're considering walking away from the goal. Just because someone else won't participate in your manifestation in the time that you think that they should participate. And when I say that, doesn't that sound wild? It sounds very controlling, doesn't it? And we can all get to that space of wanting so much control, but it's just not possible. It's not possible to control another human being and their own journey and their own timeline. You can only control yourself and your own journey and your own timeline. So it's like the devil on your shoulder is saying to you, probably like, Leo, you can't do this on your own. Leo, you'll never find another person to do this with that. And I want to say this reading is almost daring you to look the devil in the face and say, no, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna stick to my vision, and I'm gonna receive everything that I thought that I would in this big bold vision. I'm not gonna walk away from my vision. This is what I feel like your guides want you to decide, because the temptation is real to abandon this idea, this project, this whatever this is, whatever this Four of Wands means to you, this location, this move, this travel, whatever this is. Like, it's this relationship. It's almost like you want to abandon ship. You want to leave. You're reacting from an emotional place is what I want to say. That's what's happening. Your reaction is from a very emotional place, and to your credit, that's a very human thing to do. But if you could just step outside of the emotions to bring in like cognitive awareness, I feel like you can get yourself out of that place and realize that the vision is still valid. And speaking of the devil, we have the devil and the Three of Pentacles. The devil in the details. That just came up for me. It's this collaborative energy that I feel like your plan depends on other people. Your plan includes other people, and it's almost like it's not going the way that you wanted it to go, maybe because other people are involved. and that is becoming overwhelming for you, and it just feels to me like that's the devil on your shoulder telling you, oh Leo, the plan sucks now because you're not going to be able to do it your way, or the plan is still great. The plan doesn't suck. That's just the devil on your shoulder and your attachment to how you think things should be. So it's almost like this is a reminder, or maybe this is a heads up, like remain open, to remain malleable. And if you're dealing with other people, remain graceful as you would want someone to be graceful with you in your journey and your timing, if this is about timing. All right. And I also want to say too, with this Files of Manifestation card, it can always talk about too, let's just say you were supposed to do something with someone else, and for whatever reason, that just doesn't serve their highest good at the moment. Your manifestation can include another person who is supportive of your journey right now as you would be supportive of theirs. So there's so many ways for manifestations to unfold, and if you could just open your mind to the many different possibilities and outcomes. I feel like I'm literally talking about the same things I talked about in the Cancer reading, just in a different scenario. Cancers were dealing with healing, and you are dealing with something that you're doing. It's like you're in the physical act of doing something with another person, and perhaps you're not getting the reaction or the input that you would like, or the level of collaboration that you would like, and that is almost causing you an emotional shutdown, which I feel like it's like this reading is highlighting your own work and to kind of get you through that overwhelm or that emotional shutdown. We have the Knight of Swords and the King of Pentacles, and it feels like this is almost you. It's like, don't react too quickly. Don't react so quickly. Don't be so impulsive to react. That's what I feel like. It's like it wants you, or the guidance is that even though you're tempted to react quickly, like, oh, this was not a part of the plan. We didn't say that was a part of the plan, or we didn't agree on that mutually, or that just doesn't work for me. It's like, before you jump to before you jump to being reactive, can you compromise? Can the plan be shifted to accommodate everyone in the plan? Can the plan be rejigged a bit? It's almost like the vision, you're becoming a slave to the vision. Like, you can't let the vision control you. Remember, you are the manifester. You are the one who's creating this vision, and you will have it. You have the power to create it. But give it some room to unfold and bring in surprises. Give it room to be better than you could imagine. Because I feel like you're in this space of reactivity, and it's almost like if you're dealing with another person, based on how you react, it almost could impact the dynamic even further, causing wounding to them. Because we have the Two of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. So if you're dealing with the Queen of Swords, it's like considering someone else's feelings as equally important as your own. And that requires a level of humility and compassion that I think sometimes we have to like work for and strive for, but it is possible. It is possible to think about someone else outside of yourself. It's like, how does this impact someone else? I feel like that's what this whole thing is about. This whole thing is about considering someone else's part in the vision as well. Considering timing for this person, considering this person's feelings, considering wounding that this person is experiencing or has experienced. I think that will give you the perspective to relax a little bit with how firm or how much you'd like to control how this plays out. All right, let's get some advice. Spirit, what's the advice for Leos? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What's the advice? Maybe you have to forgive someone for not being able to show up in the way that you would like them to show up. And I think this reading is about honoring the fact that it's not just about you, which is such an interesting message for me to deliver. All right, what's the advice for Leo? Advice for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. One more. All right, the first card is trust. Trust in your vision. Let go of the outcome. And if you believe. This if you believe card is, sometimes it can just be like, seriously, Spirit, like the advice is if you believe, but I think the meaning of this card is almost like it's a big reminder that you get the outcome that you believe is possible for you. So if you believe something isn't going to work, then it's not going to work. If you believe that it is, then it can, because that's what you're manifesting. So yeah, I'm going to pull some affirmation cards for you, and we're going to close out. Spirit, angels, what's the affirmation for Leos? Affirmations for Leos. First one is, the people that are supposed to be here are here. And then we have, it feels so good to be someone I'm proud of. And I feel like this is it. This is it. In how you handle this situation, I feel like this is how you'll feel. Like in how you handle someone else and how you handle this, you, at the end of the day, when the situation is done, you'll be so proud of how you handled it and how much compassion you extended to another person, just like you would want that compassion extended to you. And last but not least, we have the pathway to freedom is being revealed to me. So Leos, I hope this was helpful, and thank you as always for watching. I will see you next time, and Happy New Year to you all.